Happy lunch hour, gang. Okay, hope everybody's having a good Saturday, a good Veterans Day. Uh, yeah, kind of interesting here. If you've paid attention to anything that's going on in the White House race for 2024 and how people are positioning themselves, if you will. Now, you know me, I'm about fed up with the two-party system. I think it's crap, okay, because we get garbage from both sides. I mean, you think about it, we can go back, I don't care how far you want to go back. George H.W. Bush against Bill Clinton. Yeah, there's a couple of winners. Uh, what do we want to bring up? Al Gore and George W. Bush? We want to bring in Bob Dole? Do we want to bring in Barack Obama, John Kerry, Al Gore, Mitt Romney, John McCain, Joe Biden? Really? These are the brilliant statesmen that should be leading our country? I mean, every one of them there was about as anti-American as you can get. In the last 40 years, we've had two candidates that actually put America first. Ronald Reagan, Donald Trump. Okay. Other than that, nobody. Okay. This week, it's been kind of interesting. Joe Manchin from West Virginia announced he's not going to run for his Senate seat again. He's probably going to run for president. Jill Stein, the perennial runner for the Green Party, announced she's going to run again. Okay? Love to see both of those happen because both of those will pilfer from the Joe Biden idiots. Of course, we've got RFK, and RFK keeps going further and further and further and further left, And then, of course, we have those that are right of center. And I get a kick out of it because we need more parties, okay? We don't need the socialist communists, the Democrats, the Rhino Party, the Libertarian Party, the Republican Party, the MAGA Party. I mean, we don't have those. We need that, okay? We need people to come out and say actually what they are. It was interesting. Nikki Haley was on a campaign stop in New Hampshire. Figure everybody's running those Iowa, New Hampshire, Democrats in South Carolina because, hey, violating the law is nothing for the Democrats. New Hampshire lost is there. The first in the country primary, the Democrats said, we're going to South Carolina. Okay. New Hampshire said, tough. Then that's it. So I get you this. America first versus America last. We'll pretty much agree Joe Biden's an America last president. Hey, let's take American tax dollars and spend them everywhere in the world we can, except here. Okay. Let's take care of illegal immigrants rather than taking care of Americans, right? I mean, pick something. It's America last. Whatever they can do to hurt you in the guise of helping somebody else, which of course puts money back in Joe's pocket, that's what they're going to do. But even the Republicans, and I mentioned Vivek Ramaswamy going just ballistic the other day on the debates, which I give him a lot of respect for because he's about the only one that's on that stage, even though none of them have a chance of being the nominee. At least he's honest and true and tells you what's really on his mind. You kind of know I like that. America last. Nikki Haley, the establishment favorite, okay, the rhino that she is, Ronna McDaniel, that winner that we have there who in her tenure running the RNC has lost every election that she's been part of, supports Nikki Haley. If there is anybody watching this channel that supports Nikki Haley, I would please beg you to reconsider. I know what everybody says. Oh, but identity politics. Let's look at this. We can get a woman, a person of color. We can do all the stuff that the Democrats do. And then they can't come after us for running old white men. Well, hell, run Hillary Clinton at that point, or Letitia James, or hell, endorse Kamala Harris. If that's what you want to do, GOP, because it's pretty much what you got. How many of you have an income? How many of you like having an income? Allows you to pay for your house, pay for your food, pay your bills, whatever. If we get a Nikki Haley in as president, plan on losing your job, especially if you look like me, okay? Especially if you were born here, okay? Nikki Haley, at the campaign stop she made in New Hampshire, okay, got questioned and started talking about immigration. As she's legal immigration is what she's for, okay? Because I think we all can admit on illegal immigration. Primarily, what she was talking about was worker visas, okay? H-1Bs, H-2Bs, that sort of stuff. This is her quote, okay? Bitching about the quota system that the United States uses right now. Her quote, "We'll take X number this year. We'll take X number next year. The debate is on the number. It's the wrong way to look at it. We need to do it based on merit. We need to go to our industries and say, what do you need that you don't have? So think agriculture, think tourism, think tech, think we want the talent is going to make us better." She continues, "Then we bring in people to help fill those needs. That way you're actually emboldening your economy. Yes, the fabric of America is legal immigration, but let's get the right ones that are going to make America better." Bullshit. Okay? A lot of you know what I did for 18 years of my career, and now what Mrs. P and I do for ourselves. Okay? I've been recruiting people, professional level, for 20 plus years. Finance, engineering, and IT. Okay? Let me tell you this. Throughout my entire career, companies try to underpay new hires. Constantly. Cannot tell you how many conversations I had with hiring managers that they weren't paying enough. That's why they couldn't find the people that they wanted. When you're trying to find an engineer with 5 years experience, say a mechanical engineer, and you want to pay him $70,000, and you wonder why you can't pay anybody or find anybody, as I kept telling them, that's because you're trying to find a guy with 5 years experience and pay him entry-level wages. That's what a new grad makes in engineering, not somebody who actually has experience. Okay. That usually goes right over their head. We want to find cheap labor, is what Nikki Haley is supporting here. If the companies are in control of how many people they need that they can bring over H-1Bs, bring over H-2Bs, to fill those positions, how long do you think it takes till they go, I need a 5-year experienced engineer, and this guy wants $90,000, $100,000, and I only want to pay $70,000? Let me see if I can find somebody in India. Let me see if I can find somebody in Turkey. Let me see if I can find somebody in China. Let me see if I can find somebody in Russia. They'll come over here. Gee, you know what? Profits weren't as good this month, this quarter, this year. You know what we need to do? We need to fire some of those Americans, and we need to hire foreigners, because we can get them cheaper. Because they'll come over here, and what's worth more to them is the green card than the paycheck. They'll live 6 to an apartment on their H-1B. They'll do whatever they're told. They won't complain. They won't ask for benefits. They won't strike. They won't ask for a pay raise. Because they know with one phone call, I can put them on a plane back to Delhi or back to Ankara or back to Beijing or back to Moscow. And they're done. They'll work for cheap. This is exactly what Nikki Haley talked about yesterday. This is exactly what the establishment wants to do. When Nikki Haley comes up and says, so think agriculture, think tourism. Really? So we need foreign-born strawberry pickers because there aren't Americans capable of doing the job? We need foreign-born ticket agents at the airport because Americans can't do the job? They're going after not only the white-collar workers, they're going after the blue-collar workers. And if Nikki Haley got in and wants to do this with a lot of support from the Republican America Last Party, okay, the rhinos, this is exactly what happens. Your job will disappear. These are the things, everybody wants to talk about all the big foreign policy. Well, we want to talk about immigration. We want to talk about abortion, all this sort of BS crap. I mean, I'm 57 years old. Abortion ain't something that I got to worry about anymore, okay? Not planning on having any kids, along those lines. While I have my beliefs in it, it ain't going to affect me directly. I'm worried about the policies, and you should be worried about the policies that affect you directly. And whether or not you can keep a job so you can keep an income affects you directly. But when you get witches like her who come out and say, we need to import as many foreigners as we need to fill cheap jobs? No, I got a better idea, Nikki. Why don't you take your family, and like your parents came to America, why don't you take them all back to India, and you can go back over there. And in case anybody gets the idea that, the companies will just move all their operations to India, Pakistan, wherever the hell they want, fine, let them do it. And then we tax the living crap out of them for trying to sell product here. You don't want to hire Americans? GTFO America. We don't want your product here. Pinball out.